Guys, and welcome to the MMOs.com podcast. We're on episode 16, and this is Altai, joined by
Omer,
Gumble.
Shurelia?
Alright, we're all here.
Omer using his real name.
Oh yeah, I was about to say I meant to say Remo, but we'll go with Omer this time.
Alright,
Wow.
I'll take it.
I want to start this podcast with a moment of silence for our most beloved game on MMOs.com. War Mode is taken off Steam.
What?
It is. They took it out back and they shot it.
Is it because it was a terrible game, or was some other reason?
Has to be some other reason. They play terrible games on Steam.
Is it confirmed for? It's confirmed for shot out, or like it's permanent, or?
It got taken out like Mafia style, all right?
It's got a bullet in its head, so.
No announcements, and there's a bullet in the head, all right? And nobody's saying anything. It's quiet out there.
They played the hell out of that game too, right?
They did play the hell out of that game. It's amazing.
It
There's
was
no
fun.
announcement. Is that
Really?
weird?
So
Yeah.
They said nothing.
They said nothing.
It's just gossip.
So what's the gossip? I heard one gossip was like plagiarism.
Yeah, there is a game called War Mode. It's a Half-Life 2 mod. And besides that, I mean, people are saying they ripped off the Half-Life 2 mod, Half-Life 1 mod, because it shares the same name. But as far as I know, they could be the same game anyway, so there's really nothing on it. People are just gossiping on the forums. Because the developer doesn't have a website. It just... it's like all of a sudden,
Wow.
War Mode just came into existence.
I think Putin found out.
Uh-oh.
And did something about it. Now they're best friends.
The funny thing is that if you have the game downloaded, you can still play, and if you click on like a special Steam link to download, which we have the news article on MMOs.com, you can still install and play it. So as is, it's still playable. But you can't find the US server at all. But it's very difficult to find US players online right now.
Oh, is it because of the shutdown?
Yeah, because of this. I mean, people just... I feel like most players who we played against you in War Mode, they were very transient players. See, they download the game, they play one round, they quit, all right?
Yeah.
Is that why we dominated?
Typical
Like,
Yes, that's
68-12?
Yeah, that's why we always have such good KDRs in War Mode.
That's
Well, it was
actually
an
a pretty good
excellent
reason, yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. I can't imagine people keep playing that game. Why would they?
Well, speaking of shooters, so Hi-Rez, the guys that made Tribes Ascend, they announced recently that they actually have money now, right? So
Whoa,
thanks to Smite mostly.
that big Smite money.
Yeah. So which means basically that they're giving more love to their old games, and also Tribes is getting a big update.
It's called Out of the Blue.
Oh man.
Ooh.
Is that update really
overhauling
called Out of the Blue?
classes. It's called Out of the Blue. Yeah, it really is.
Some might say that update came out of the blue then.
They're completely changing the way the class system works, and now there's only going to be 3 classes: light, medium, and heavy. Perk upgrades will be included in the base stats, and each class will also have 9 loadouts, which are all going to be free. So they're going to give Tribes a little love. Tribes has that really hardcore, dedicated player base, but it hasn't really attracted anyone new in a while now.
I was gonna say, is this gonna motivate you guys to give it a shot? For me, probably not, to be honest.
Well, the content is aimed at current players, but I was going to ask, have you guys played Tribes?
Played
Yeah.
when it first came out.
Yeah, I played the original Tribes as well as Tribes Ascend. The original was like the nostalgia galore.
Reviewed
I've
it
actually
recently.
never played it.
It's a fast-paced
worth playing.
FPS. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually the coolest part about it is that you travel the map on the skis.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
really like ludicrous speeds, trying to pull off headshots as you're flying by people. It's such a cool feature.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, is it one of those games that it's kind of dated now, so it's not
No, it looks
something that
it looks gorgeous.
you can still come back to
It
it?
looks okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It looks gorgeous.
And
Come
not
on.
gorgeous.
It looks
I wouldn't say
I don't think-
gorgeous.
I don't think you've played it recently.
gorgeous. Not gonna.
It
fly?
looked gorgeous like 6 years ago, or whatever. Whenever it came
Is it
out.
that old?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty old. Not
Holy
6,
shit.
maybe like 4,
Let's say.
5.
Let's get the exact date here.
All right, at least
We're all about
5.
precision. It's April 12th, 2012. So
Oh, all right.
let me think for a second.
So fine, over 3 years old.
All right, guys. I'm gonna ask the stream to judge, not the podcast to judge. All right. Is this a gorgeous looking game? It's pretty gorgeous to me. All right.
That's such an arbitrary assessment. I mean, compared to games that come out today,
Here's a video too.
Let's see this. Let's see this. Let's see this.
Let's judge the gorgeous factor. All right. Would you hit it?
look at this perfect screenshot.
It's pretty
Whatever
decent
took
actually.
this.
That was a lot better than I thought.
So
it
was
would
this the
be,
first
so.
game by Hi-Rise or second? Or was Global Agenda
Second.
first? Yeah, I think Global Agenda might have been.
Global Agenda was definitely first.
Yeah.
That was the first game you reviewed for MMOs.com, Sean. Global Agenda.
It was.
In retrospect,
Does it-
how does
So
Global
wait,
Agenda
do
hold
you
up?
think global agenda will be updated too, or is that like on
No,
maintenance mode?
absolutely not.
I see.
It's on life support?
Was it Global Agenda 2 that people have talked about? I'm pretty sure like Hi-Rez talked about making Global Agenda 2. Let me just make sure that's true. And then they decided, they're like, wait a second, why are we going to make Global Agenda 2 when we could just make a team deathmatch game like Team Fortress? And then they made Paladins. So I'm pretty sure Global Agenda 2 became Paladins, and it's never going out.
Or they
I
decided.
prefer that, to be honest. Like,
Actually, yeah, Paladins looks interesting.
Mhm.
It's
yeah,
basically
Paladins looks actually interesting.
it's like competing with a lot of other games though.
But I for some reason I had a MOBA vibe from Paladins. Am I on the wrong direction over there?
You're on the wrong direction.
I'm pretty sure you're in the wrong direction, yeah.
Okay,
It
look,
looks
ready.
like Overwatch to me.
Paladins is the first FPS MOBA. Get wrecked, son.
What?
That's just a marketing thing that they're saying to
Yeah.
get people hyped. There's no,
No, not at all.
no, I don't think so.
Zero.
No.
You want to throw me even one bone?
I think we need to write an article called "What is a MOBA?" and then just include everything under the umbrella, and then it'll work.
But you know what? Like, I mean, by definition, a lot of things fit the term MOBA.
I feel like Counter Strike
Right.
fits the term MOBA. It is a
It
multiplayer
does.
online battle arena.
We're gonna piss off a
It
lot more
is.
people if we go there.
Not only Counter Strike is also an MMORPG. You know, you're role playing as a counter terrorist. You know?
That's true. I always did feel like that. You really get inside their heads.
You feel immersed. You know,
Yeah.
with your T or CT, you always talk in the voice chat. You know, you get the whole vibe going.
So wait, is Overwatch an MOBA then?
Is it multiplayer? Check.
It
Is it online?
It
Check. Are you battling in
Battle
say
arena?
a map or
In an arena?
a map of sorts? Which
Oh well, I can't deny that then. All right, you convinced me.
It's all, guys. MMOs.com has decided both Counter Strike and this are MOBAs.
And they're also both RPGs.
Here's a Paladins video too. You can look at. It does look pretty cool though, because it's going with the whole Overwatch thing too.
So you're saying that
Lawbreakers.
you can get an RPG in your RPG.
Yes,
Same.
exactly.
So the one cool thing about Paladins is their progression. Like, is you can have cards. You earn cards by playing, and then you have to equip those cards into a deck.
It's kind of weird.
So like that's how you customize
A
yourself.
deck?
Yeah.
Is there like a whole like aspect of drawing too when you do something that
When
gives
you,
you,
when
like,
you
a
start a
power-up,
match,
or-
when you start a match, you randomly draw a few cards from your deck, and those are the bonuses you get for that round. Like it could be like plus 10 like range damage or whatever, you know.
Wait a tick. I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, it's no, because it kind of dictates like it. So you know, you can change your weapons around that way too. It adds
Yeah.
an interesting element to the game.
Yeah, but what if your team needs something else, right? Like, what if
Oh come on, how
you
competitive is this
are
gonna
going
be?
for a certain strategy, right? And then now it dictates to you like randomly. It's like it adds this random element of like forcing
Well,
you to play a certain way, even if you don't want
The
to play
decks
that
aren't
way.
that big probably. So like, and you draw 3, I believe, each or
So you have
whatever.
multiple roles anyway.
Yeah.
Plus,
don't know.
I think
Not
you can pick your class. You know, whatever what kind of role you want to play anyway from the beginning based on your deck.
So apparently you have
What play.
5 cards.
What
It looks
hero?
like at a time.
I mean, we'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
it depends how they implement it, but like on paper, like it sounds really horrible, right?
What's
So
funny is this TCG implementation in games isn't exclusive to Paladins either. Shroud of the Avatar does the same thing with their
Oh, yeah?
combat, where you draw.
How is Shroud Avatar? I haven't really.
I haven't played it yet.
Oh.
I've just been reading about it. But yeah, in combat you draw cards as well, and those are from like an assortment of skills, and those are the abilities you can use. So it's like they're injecting RNG back into games through.
But have you guys ever
TCG
played like
cards.
the actual game like that though? Like there was an old Magic the Gathering game. What was it called? I'll come back to it. Go ahead. Jeez.
I was trying to have that progressing. I mean, the first early access began in November 2014, so it's already been in early access for a while on Steam.
Beta is slated for the end of the year.
Holy
So-
shit! I gotta pay $45 to buy this
Yeah, you do.
early access. What's your business model that comes out? It's buy to play.
Buy to play.
Yeah, buy to play.
All right.
And what's cool too is it's both single player and multiplayer, and you can have different sessions. So you can play completely single player, you can play with just your friends, or then there's the full open world. So that was neat too. They're trying to appeal.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a
Everybody.
purely persistent single world.
No.
I mean, at least like when early access games charge money, at least if I know like the game when it comes out, it costs money, right? It's not like as bad as a purchase as if you know the game is free when it comes out, but then they charge you money to play it. It's like they got it all reversed.
You know, but the Richard Garrett guy, Lord British, he kind of pulled a smart move with this game too in terms of raising money. You could buy plots for housing in the game before the game even came out. So he already sold like castle plots and lots of them, like house plots.
How much were those castle plots?
Probably a lot of money.
I imagine a lot. If they
Quite
want
expensive.
The Star Citizen route was selling $2,500 ships, you know.
Yeah.
It's probably along the same ballpark.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't raise as much, but it's the same spiel.
And they raised almost $2 million, which was their goal.
Wow.
22,000 backers.
I like the huge disclaimer on the Steam page. Warning, this game is in early access pre-alpha. Please do not purchase unless you want to actively support development of the game. So they really put the warning signs everywhere.
Yeah, you know who started that trend? DayZ.
Oh, yeah?
DayZ came out, and then they had to put that big warning sign up because everyone complained, and now everyone else follows them. If you go to DayZ's page, they do the same thing, all caps.
They had to cover their ass, you know?
Oh yeah, because people... There's an expectation when you purchase a game that it's coming out soon, but it doesn't really work. Development doesn't work like that. So
I found the game. It's an old Magic the Gathering game for PC in 1997, and it was actually an RPG where you were a Magic the Gathering character. Like, it even shows in that video I linked. Like, you're creating a character, like straight up, and you walk around the world, and then you have a random encounter. And then it's like you're playing Magic against them, but you don't have full hit. Like your hit points is like based on your character.
Looks kind of cool.
Fun fact: it's by the old creators of XCOM too.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Yeah, big name games.
I wonder how many Magic the Gathering card games they've made, like PC games. Like, none of them seems to stick. They've done so many.
Well, it seems like with every new iteration, they limit.
Yes.
All the cards you can get, and that's what makes people unhappy is that they don't have full access.
Oh, I think I've heard of this Magic game.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
I mean, despite Magic's limitations, Magic Duels is doing pretty well, isn't it? It's up to it's up to 5,000 total people a day playing it on Steam.
Really?
Currently. Yeah.
I am surprised.
How can you be surprised? It's Magic the Gathering. Like, it's the biggest card game like in the world. If they do a dookie job, it doesn't matter, you know. People are going to play it.
I feel like they're too worried about competing against their actual physical card game.
Yes,
I feel like that's why they're kind of limiting. I mean, they're purposely limiting themselves, but like think about the money that they're losing though by doing that, right? I mean, even if you're self cannibalizing, it's like I feel like they'll be making more money by doing that because they're not tapping a whole market that Hearthstone is commanding right now, right?
Well, before this, they had Magic the Gathering Online, which is like the same game as Magic Duels, but more comprehensive. But it was also much less user friendly. So it was buggy as shit, and it's always been buggy as shit. But people didn't care because it was Magic. Like, take my money, Wizards.
Speaking of buggy as shit, early access, all that nonsense.
Oh yes.
So another big, I guess, bad news is Pathfinder Online.
Oh yeah.
The studio behind it has fired everyone.
Works.
Yeah, has fired everyone but 3 people.
Guys, goblins, they don't work. That's why it didn't work.
They don't work, no.
Studio has been renamed the Goblin Files.
Never trust goblins.
So I think the decision was made by the owner of the IP. So Pathfinder Online is apparently like it's kind of like D&D where it's like a tabletop game, right?
By Paizo, yeah.
Yeah, by Paizo.
It's actually really, really popular.
Really?
Pathfinder, really, really popular because you can play for free.
They say basically after 4.0 came out, it got really popular because people wanted to stick to the I guess the concept of 3.0.
Psycho just killed Arlock.
So that's where it took off. I think the Italian company because Pizzaio sounds Italian.
It does sound quite Italian.
Paizo, yeah. I just posted the link, so if you go on that link, you can actually play like the tabletop Pathfinder. And one thing they actually let you do that is really hard to do with D&D is you can actually sell your own book. So if you're like a game designer and you're like, I really like Pathfinder, it's like I want to make my own classes for Pathfinder, you can actually sell those.
That's kind of cool. They don't
like
limit you on that?
as Pathfinder books.
Yeah, I'm watching a random PvP video for this game, and it looks really like, I don't know, it doesn't feel to me like a new game. If you skip around, I'm watching.
Oh no, it doesn't. Yeah,
this guy's like chase. It kind of looks like, I don't know. Like I want to say like EverQuest 2, maybe a little worse. I don't know.
It's just a lot of these early access games. They're ambitious. They're run by people who haven't made games before, and I'm not saying necessarily behind this game. But just they don't have lack of funding. They lack a development team, and they just go with high hopes and they raise a lot of money and just hope like if you make a Kickstarter campaign, you'd be able to make a game. But that's not how it works, as we've seen here. They raised over $1 million, Pathfinder Online on Kickstarter, which was like much more than their initial goal. But they still didn't make their game. They fired almost their entire staff.
They still plan to release.
Oh yeah.
Plans to release.
They're just raising more money now, and I guess they want to.
That's their hope.
Hire new.
Their hope is to get picked up.
Yeah.
They're hoping
they want a publisher to pick them up, is what I've read.
They want to waste somebody else's money now that they ran out.
Is this game doing anything different than other MMOs, or is this just another Echo of Soul?
No,
it's very PvP centric. Like you can rob people.
I've heard that so many times.
You can rob people. They have this whole system where you can only kind of to mimic the tabletop game, you can only carry a certain amount of weight on your character. So like say you wanted to trade goods to like another city, you would need to have a pack mule, right? And what they could do is they could straight up shoot you and then steal your pack mule. Like that kind of.
So Ultima.
Yeah.
Ultima while I'm mining. I mine for 8 hours in a day, and then my pack mule gets stolen from me when somebody ganks me outside the mines.
And because you're a miner, you have no way to defend
that's when I
yourself.
gave up on mining, because that sucked.
On topic of PvP MMOs, Mortal Online launched on Steam. So it's actually
not PvP friendly.
It is fully PvP friendly. It's a hardcore PvP game.
Oh, that game is very hardcore, to say the least.
What's hardcore about it? I actually don't know much about it.
No hand-holding. You're pretty much dropped in the world, and it's up to you to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
Has a skill system like Ultima, where the more you perform a task, the more it levels up. But you really got to grind. You got to grind hardcore. Yeah, I remember I was in the graveyard for quite a while, just like grinding skeletons, and I'm like, oh, this is just like Ultima Online.
I like the way you describe that. You gotta grind. You gotta grind hardcore.
You really are. It's a hardcore grind game.
Take off your socks type of game. Is that what you're saying?
Damn, the socks have to come off. You know, you don't launch Mortal Online for taking the socks off.
Well, you know what you use the socks for, right?
But this Mortal Online game, it just came on Steam, but it's been out for a while. Like I think it's a pretty old game.
2010.
2010. Yep, June 2010.
Oh, wow.
So did it find an audience on Steam? I would think not.
I mean,
there was a lot of people playing. I don't know, how the retention rate works.
Stickiness.
Whether or not it sticks. I think it's only going to attract a very hardcore audience. And I think a lot of people are interested in it because it looks and feels like, Morrowind or Skyrim.
Yeah, that's true.
But the thing is, too, is that it's not a true free-to-play title. You can only train your skills up to 60, and it caps at 100. And then if you want to get beyond 60, you got to pay a sub. But I mean, if you stick around long enough to get your skills to 60, you're probably someone who's going to sub.
Yes.
Anyway.
That's the thing about being free to play versus buy to play and subscription. Like some games, I feel like have to be subscription based because they're a niche. They don't have a big enough audience to be free to play. And just by making it free, more people aren't going to play. The game itself is niche. So the game has been around for a long time, supported by its hardcore audience who have been paying.
What's impressive
Ultima Online has an update coming out.
Big one, I know.
Dude, this game looks impressive by this trailer, Mortal Online.
Oh, I know.
Like the player housing, the guy was blocking with his shield.
No classes, no
Let's
levels.
keep in mind, to get that point in the trailer, you're grinding. Again, you're grinding for quite a bit.
Grind is part of the lifestyle.
It is part of the lifestyle. I understand. I just don't have it in me to grind.
So long as the socks are off, you're ready to grind.
I need. If I'm gonna grind, the game better be Korean. That's
oh yeah,
yeah.
It better be Chinese, so you can make huge boobs on your perfect world character, right? That's key.
I think big boobs and a big head.
Exactly. What more do you need in a woman? All right.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Wow.
Cooking skills +5.
If you can apply for the MMO's waifu position by posting your bust size in the comments below.
So I got a piece of good news for once.
Whoa.
This game
Good news.
well, EverQuest Next basically was announced years ago, right?
Yes.
And I was kind of one of those people speculating that after SOE got bought by that Daybreak game company and became I was like, what's going to happen to this game? Because it's been in development forever. So I was kind of assuming the worst. But a news came out a few days ago that it's in internal game testing. So
yep.
I feel like that was that news article was such a low. It's like we promise we're still working on it, rather than like any actual progress being made.
Well, again, it was light on details, but I mean, at least
feather on details.
But I mean, they can't say they're gonna cancel the game right after they say we're testing it. So at least they still have hope internally.
I just looked at our news article, and Matt's comment was, "We swear we're still working on it," in quotes.
Yeah.
One more quick thing about Pathfinder before we get too far ahead of that, because before they laid off the staff, like 2 weeks ago, their CEO quit and resigned, and he said it was for personal reasons and had nothing to do with the layoffs.
Okay.
He jumped ship like as soon as he's the first one on the lifeboat. Sorry, he's sailing home already. He's got a safe face.
Oh no.
Obviously, he knew the shit was like sinking, and he wanted to bail as soon as possible.
Speaking of sinking, Marvel Heroes by Gazillion Entertainment.
It's a big number.
Yeah.
It's a big number,
they had a
guys.
round of layoffs, including 2 big shots. These creative director and item designer.
Ooh.
So I guess item designer is not that big, but the creative director is probably.
Creative director is a pretty. I mean, it's a hefty title.
Yeah.
I mean, how creative are they? They got like the Diablo style gameplay.
Let's just copy Diablo and make it with
Diablo with Marvel characters. I mean, how much creativity do you need for that?
Whoa,
Not creative enough to save their job.
Well, the creative director should be in charge of like lore. And that's usually their job.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, they take care of lore, like character lores, like
Okay, but we're playing an MMO.
in the story for the game.
Is the story really up there in the priority list?
I mean, I guess it's not for an MMO, but it's still like, you know.
Shoot, when was the last time you read quest text in an MMO? when you read the plight of the farmer that asked you to kill his like the 3 wolves terrorizing his farm, all right? Never.
I actually did when I played Final Fantasy, because it actually has a pretty good story. The Final Fantasy Online. Yeah.
I'll agree with that.
But like, so many quests are like gathered 7 mushrooms like next to me. You know, I was like, are you gonna read the like flavor text on that? Like why he needs us?
You have to know what kind of mushrooms there are. What's he gonna do with them?
Yeah, he's gonna shove up his ass as far as I
He
can.
needs you to eat them and see if they're poisonous or hallucinogenic.
Actually, that kind of reminds me of Star Wars, Old Republic. A lot of the quests early on were stuff like that, like gather me these mushrooms, and like you didn't have to accept the quest. And if it was like a shady looking guy, he'd be like, I'm like gather these poisonous mushrooms. Like,
Oh.
and then if you did it and you gave it to him, like, because he would be like, I'm gonna kill like this guy with it. And, like you would lose, you'd become like more dark side. So I mean, it was kind of cheesy because right next to him was like the good guy who wanted the mushrooms for healing. You know, basically you just clicked which of the quests you wanted. You know, but their heart was in the right place. So there's basically 2 versions of a lot of the early quests.
Interesting. The game also had an actual story though. I mean, that game wasn't praised for like how much lore it had, and it had the most voice acting of any video game in the world.
Oh
by
yeah,
far.
yeah.
Like they spent $200 million developing that game. So I mean, at least in that game you have story. So I'm sure that creative director is actually working overtime.
Yeah, I feel like if I was playing a big Western MMORPG today, it'd probably be Star Wars still.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess really, what else is there?
Exactly. It's that or
There's
WoW.
there's the Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah, there's that.
Actually, you know what game I would play for the story? The Secret World. I really enjoyed that
Really?
game. I thought that had the most original, at least, take on narrative, and I enjoyed that more than anything else. Because I already know Star Wars. You know, it's a familiar setting. And every medieval fantasy thing is kind of like the forces of good against the forces of evil BS. But the Secret World was cool because it tries to take all these conspiracy theories and whatnot, and what if they're real? So that was a refreshing take. I highly recommend that game if you're interested in a robust narrative.
Is the reptilian agenda the correct conspiracy theory?
I wouldn't be surprised if the reptilian agenda was in it, but it might not because that one's actually real. So
Oh, of course.
That's not fiction.
they only have
Like
conspiracy
Anunnaki.
There's sales for that game sometimes. I saw like a while back. It was like $30 for all the episodes, and I thought about it, but then the sale ended, so I don't want to pay full price.
No. Yeah.
All right.
Isn't never mind. Go ahead.
All right. I was gonna. Besides just MMO news, what have you guys been up to this week? Let's hit that. What have you guys been playing? We'll start with you. You've been pretty active this week on a roleplay of sorts.
Oh yeah, so I don't know if you guys are familiar with Fate Stay Night or Fate Zero, but I've been in a role-playing PvP role-playing campaign that's 2v2v2v2v2v2v2.
It's a lot of V's.
And yeah, it's a lot of V's, and we're currently locked in a pretty big battle. It's kind of Game of Thrones-ish, which is like what's so like exhilarating about the game. It's because everything's hidden. You don't know what the other people are doing, and it's just like all the people that didn't play smart got completely destroyed. Like they're just gone. Like one person is just gone on like the first day, and I'm hope they're not watching, but I'm a team caster, and I'm being pretty scummy. So let's just say last night, like yesterday, I took out Team Lancer. Like their dude was like sitting there like by himself, and I just ganked him. And we had like you were doing like a bunch of really shady shit, like watching people and then like sniping them. We were gonna snipe them with 5 sniper rifles like at the same time, so you couldn't like block it all.
That's like a penta headshot right there.
You guys do this over Skype? And do you guys roll dice, or like is it just a DM that rolls dice, or what?
It's over a program called Roll20,
Okay,
which
I've heard of that.
pretty much what a lot of people
well-known.
use to do D&D. If I could find a video.
I feel like that game would take forever to play. Like, it must take hours to go through everything. Like, because you're playing with so many players. Like, even D&D takes forever if you're playing on just via text online.
Yeah, the problem with it is there's a lot of times where you're not doing anything.
It's not your turn, yeah.
Well, or it is your turn, and you choose something like, well, I stay home to rest, right? Because you need to rest in the game. So it's like, I stay home to rest, and then everyone's like fighting, and so, it could be like one turn could take like 4 hours, and then you're just not doing anything. Because one turn is 8 hours, 8 hours of in-game time.
Yeah.
So whatever happens in that 8 hours, if you're not doing anything, everyone's doing their shit. So that's
Interesting.
what I've been up to. Yeah.
Sean? Hit me up.
I've been playing Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, how is
Pretty
that?
much. I'm enjoying it.
Oh, damn.
It's not without its flaws, but if you've played the other Metal Gear Solid games, there's plenty of nods to them, and I think that makes it. I think that compensates for any flaws there may be with the game, but it's great fun. You can do so many hilarious things. I love messing with the sneaking around, messing with the soldiers and whatnot. So
is this the first time it came out for PC and console like around the same time?
yes, it is.
That's pretty cool.
And
What's
it-
the drama?
Is this the one that was like by Kojima, but definitely not by Kojima, but
No,
was
it
really
is.
by Kojima?
Konami basically told Kojima that you're done after this. They don't
Wow,
want
that's
to because
big
they don't
news,
want to because Konami. If I had an investors meeting, like, well,
This
this
guy's
game
crazy.
is costing so much money. This game is killing us.
Like, this asshole
It's
keeps
this
adding features to
big
the game.
Cinematic narrative. There's so many features, and they're like, all right, forget it. We're gonna make mobile games. So, so they get rid of Kojima, and I think the big fu from Kojima in the game is that at the start of every mission, you get like a cinematic, like who's starring in the game. And at the end of each starting credits, it always goes made by Kojima, and then you go into the game. So it's like I think he added that to say like give the middle finger to Konami. But yeah,
Don't
so
forget
this
who
is-
made this.
This is probably the last expensive Metal Gear Solid game that's ever made. If they make anything else, it'll be some mobile BS, which I'm sure is in the works. There is also controversy because in the game there is like a, I don't know if it's pay to win, but it kind of is being conceived that way as a pay to win aspect for the multiplayer part of the
How?
game.
Oh, it's got multiplayer?
It does, but I don't think it's in the game yet. I honestly
Oh.
haven't looked, but I'm pretty sure it's not in the game yet. But basically, you can
Talking
raid
about
each
the-
other's bases,
Oh,
and you can pay for these outposts. Someone in the comments will probably correct me, but you could pay for outposts to, I guess, spy on other players, and get intel in their facilities before you raid them. But we'll see how that plays out.
Well, I have a feeling that multiplayer won't be a big part of this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
people
a
are buying
pretty,
for the single player.
it's pretty, the multiplayer from what I've seen or heard about is pretty ambitious because everybody has their own like oil rig base in the middle of the ocean that they can expand.
Oh, wow.
And then you,
City building.
yeah, kind of, except it's more passive than anything else. But it is a good game. If you like Metal Gear Solid, I highly recommend it. If you don't go in fresh, you must have played the other games. Otherwise, you don't know what you're getting yourself into, and probably won't like it as much.
Is the story coherent this time around? Because that's usually
It goes
not
on
the
and on.
case.
It's coherent
I'm pretty
sometimes.
sure you know the answer to that question.
The Patriots, the lie, Lule, low.
The story is coherent. The way I always look at Metal Gear Solid is like Metal Gear Solid is this self-aware action hero, and you have to take it as like this big grand Bruce Willis action movie that doesn't necessarily have to make perfect sense. It's just big fun. Like
Big
blockbuster fun. So I think people complain, they're like, what's the lolly lay low? I don't, this is stupid. Well, yeah, it's supposed to be. It's a big, dumb action movie video game. So stop taking it seriously.
So we have the newest Metal Gear Solid trailer. Big fun. Sean
Big fun.
MMOs.com.
Big gumble fun.
So what always surprised me about these is obviously I've been following the development with the trailers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It looks great. So how does the actual game look now that it's out?
Gorgeous.
Yeah. How do they do that? Because it's also PS3 and it's for the old consoles too now. PS3 and Xbox 360.
No. What? No.
I thought it was.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's for 1 and PS4.
Well, let's find out.
Let's find out right now. I'm pretty sure that it's...
Let's find out.
Oh, you're right. Wow.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I'm
right.
Look at you. I got wrecked.
Just for a point of reference for everybody else, the game cost $80 million to develop, which makes it one of the most expensive video games in the world. That is $80 million without looking at marketing costs. So they're going to spend at least another $40 to $30 million marketing it. So
Spend quite a bit on marketing for sure.
$80 million for development is insane. It's so expensive.
And you know what's funny too is that I'm pretty sure the project got cut short. That's why it released now. I think there was supposed to be a whole other section to the game.
Oh wow.
And that's when they told Kojima, you can't keep doing this, you're done.
I mean, it looks so ambitious. Those original trailers, the announcement trailer and stuff, it just... Is this story like... Do they spend a lot of time trying to emphasize the story, even if it is incoherent?
I mean, if you've played Metal Gear Solid, yes.
Okay, that sounds
The thing
fun.
is, what's cool about this is that while it's not a true open world game, is that a lot of what you're doing is you're playing Big Boss, right? So
Yeah.
you're taking on missions, and you're like traveling this open world and raiding bases scattered on a map. And while there are missions and objectives to complete, you could just free roam and, you know, screw around with soldiers and whatnot and do your own thing. So you're not as wrapped up in the story unless you're pursuing it. You know, it's not like a Metal Gear Solid where it's a linear path necessarily.
That's good, because other ones have been much more linear.
Yeah.
So what you were saying is actually kind of interesting because from what I've heard from a lot of people, like, oh, you know, Konami's fucking over Kojima, but like from what you've said, like, do you feel like some of this is Kojima's fault for kind of like
Why is it
letting
his fault,
the train? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it kind of seemed like he needs to take some responsibility for
He
the
seems
fact
like
that
Why?
he seems like a difficult guy to work with.
I'm
pushing
sure he
it
is.
too,
Yeah.
too
He's
hard,
somebody
too
like
None
hard.
of us really know him, guys. Just throw that out there.
No, no.
Well, yeah,
know-
look at it. He's
I know
like
he's
the
tight.
David Lynch of video games. He has this creative vision, and he's going to pursue it regardless of what other people tell him. And
I can
if he doesn't
respect
have the if he doesn't have the money to do it, or people are going to tell him no, he's going to say, "Screw it, I'm not going to do it then, because I'm not going to create something that's of lesser value than I want it to be." So I can respect him.
All right,
I mean, at the same time, though, that's kind of unrealistic when you're you're working in the gaming industry. You have to worry about budgets. I mean, saying I'm just gonna fucking ignore it, you know, the money aspect is just kind of ridiculous. That's being irresponsible, and that's why a lot of I mean, think about it. I mean, how many games do that? I mean, we're calling a lot of other games irresponsible, right?
How many games are made by Kojima? He has this legacy, so he has this arrogance about him too, probably, and but that's why he's not going to be making games anymore.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Is that necessarily a good thing? I mean, that's questionable.
Right,
because
I don't think so.
I'm gonna throw in my sauce into this, my 2 cents into this. Not sauce. Why don't I
that
say
sounded
sauce?
really wrong, but okay.
Let's get some Omer sauce.
Listen, think about it. All right. I'm sure even before he started this project, they knew it was a high budget title. Okay, and they gave him a budget. He's an asshole if he said yes to the budget and then purposely went over the budget. All right.
Yes.
If in his mind he's like, I'm gonna spend $150 million on this game, and they told him $80 million, he said, yeah, I can do it, no problem. And then he goes over budget on purpose.
That's probably what happened.
It's a dick move, right?
That's ridiculous.
That's fair enough.
Otherwise, I'm sure from the get-go they knew it was an ambitious project. I mean, and plus they know who they're working with. I mean, all his games have been pretty ambitious projects and pretty high production value from the get-go.
I mean, I agree with what you're saying completely. You know, if he went beyond it, then yeah, sure, he's an asshole. But at the same time, though, costs do change during the development of a project. I mean, this project was in development for 5 years. You know, of course, the costs are not going to be static. And once they hired Kiefer Sutherland to voice Big Boss, I'm sure that changed up the cost too.
Mm-hmm.
So
I just think it was really interesting because if you read the internet, pretty much almost the unanimous decision of the internet is like fuck Konami for what they're doing to.
That's not fair either. They're a business.
Yeah,
that's
what I mean. That's what I mean. It's interesting that you're bringing up this point because it's drastically different from. It's a different point
Also,
of view, right?
he'll be fine. I think he'll just probably make his own studio or something, and then just raise
Probably
money.
he could. Hopefully he makes a game with Guillermo del Toro now. Maybe they can make their own studio and del Toro can finally make a game.
Yeah, I heard about that.
The guy gets 2 projects canceled on him. Can't get himself in the game industry.
Out
So,
of curiosity,
what
could he make a
happens.
Metal Gear Solid game now that he's out
No,
of Konami?
I'm
No,
sure
no,
Konami
Gears
owns
Konami
the
owns
IP.
it. All right.
So he makes something else. Let Metal Gear's been going long enough. It's been going since the 80s. With
It's
the
gonna be
NES
called
games.
Wooden Gear Liquid now.
I was about to say something like that, like cloth liquid.
No, he can have the same like spy-y, sci-fi like modern theme. You just call
I think
something
you
else.
should.
Liquid.
I think you should do horror. Go do a different
Ooh.
genre. Do something different. Innovate yourself.
with
Don't
the
get stuck
VR,
in
with
the same
VR, horror VR, make it happen.
thing. Yeah, agreed. Give someone a heart attack. Kill them. Like what's his name said. I forget.
How cool would that be though if he made like a stealth like Splinter Cell type game where like in VR and you like see yourself, you're actually crawling up the pipes and stuff, like jump down on people. Like how cool would that be?
Amazing.
That'd be awesome.
I'm sure whatever he does next, I'm sure it's not the last we've heard from him.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely not. So whatever the future holds, don't worry. I'm sure Konami will make good mobile games too. Good for them.
They're gonna go make their Contra slot machines.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna make their own Clash of Clans knockoffs like everybody else because those games mint money. I mean, despite like all these big games, like do you know what game makes more money than Metal Gear Solid 5? Do you know what game makes more money than League of Legends, World of Warcraft? Combine them all.
Game of War and Clash.
Game
of
of War and Clash of Clans make more money than freaking World of Warcraft and League of Legends combined. Isn't that insane?
They also have lower
Another
production
thing-
costs.
Yeah.
So
Far
one
lower.
thing on that though is like I think like they're tapping different markets, right? Like I don't feel like it's really the same market.
No, but it's just
the
like
mobile.
a weird state of gaming where
No, the market is much bigger. That's why people are doing it.
They're not really tapping like game. I mean, I don't know. It's gaming, but at the same time, it's not the gaming that we think of, right? When we
True, but here's the thing. A lot of people who wouldn't be playing big games are playing these, but a lot of people who would otherwise be playing games are also playing it, if that makes sense. So it's still taking some mind share away from like traditional games, I think.
plus it takes developers away from traditional games. Like, why make a game like Metal Gear Solid and risk $80 million on
Yeah.
a chance of making money when you can make a shitty Clash of Clans style game and literally roll in the dough?
Yeah, from a business perspective, of course. It makes
Hire
sense.
Kate Upton, okay? She can model for your game.
Yeah, that's a good point. So all
Don't
the
let her talk though.
No talking, just boobs.
do you guys feel like the gaming, like the actual gaming market as we know it right now, is going to crash?
It's regressing.
And like we're going to
towards
see.
mobile.
Well, here's the thing: the smartest developers are going to be hired by this mobile studios because the mobile studios have the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
I don't know. I don't know about that because there's a lot of developers that would not work for mobile studios. Like for example, like
Really?
me, I wouldn't work for them.
Shit, if they gave you like $1 million, you wouldn't work for them. You're like, all right, just a couple years.
You're talking big money now. You're talking big money now.
But they got the big money. They got the big bucks.
But also,
Well, I
mobile
would
is
want
changing.
that-
Like Clash of Clans is old now, right? If you look at the newer mobile games, they're pretty. Some of them are ambitious, So they could sell you on like, oh, we're taking it to the next level on mobile.
What's an ambitious-looking mobile game these days?
Don't they have
Like-
a full-scale MOBA? Didn't we cover that on MMOs?
Yeah, Vainglory. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But, like,
Okay, so there you go.
But
Let's
the
do
games that make money are like Brave Frontier
Vainglory.
and like Puzzle and Dragon. There are so many Puzzle and Dragon-like games now, like Chain Chronicles and stuff. They all follow the same formula almost. It's so hard to find an innovative game on mobile.
Why would you innovate?
Yeah.
Why bother innovating when you can go with the guaranteed?
Big money, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
fair
look-
enough.
Yo,
It just
look
keeps
at this,
working.
Look at this game. It looks pretty intense for mobile.
Vainglory looks awesome if that's what you're going to like.
Do you know it's over when they have this? Check that out, guys.
Honestly, this looks like better than League.
Graphics look
that is
awesome,
like-
Vainglory.
That
You
is
remember-
like over right there when you have that.
I'll look at this in a moment. I'm looking at the Vainglory video right now. It looks really good. And it's received rave reviews. We gave it a solid review too. I actually haven't played it. Our mobile reviewer Herman took a look at it.
I feel like I'm getting old because I just can't. I can't play games on touch with a touch interface. Either I refuse to habituate or I'm aged.
I refuse.
I like one of those quotes they have. The best like mobile only MOBA ever. It's like the
Ever.
only
It's like
one.
the only one.
Forever.
I see Roshan on here. He's the big turtle. Guys, we should maybe do a mobile Sunday Fun Day one day. Maybe not this day, but one day.
One day.
One day.
One day.
I feel like this game particularly, maybe tablet might be better than phone.
Oh, definitely. You have a bigger screen to work with.
Got my Nexus.
For your interface and stuff too. Game looks great though.
So what is it? Puzzle and Dragon Z, Puzzle and Dragon Super. Oh.
Yeah, right. That's when you know that they're taking over.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Nintendo's redoubling their efforts to make mobile too.
Super Mario
Once
Puzzle and Dragon.
yeah, some cool stuff that Nintendo comes out with mobile. Maybe they can save us. The day when Nintendo makes like another Ebony style game or like a Clash of Clans style game, I'll be so sad. It's like with Mario characters, you build your own Mushroom Kingdom.
Yo, I'd play that. What are you talking about?
No, I'd be. Oh my god, please no! I'm tired of those games. And the thing is, like, I assign games for like Hermit to review, and as I'm looking through the mobile games, like, there are literally new Clash of Clans clones coming out every day.
Yep.
It's insane. All right, well, moving on. I actually streamed for like the first time in a while on for MMOs.com. Did some.
How'd that go?
It went. I streamed the first time. It was the first stream I did was on YouTube. I did that for about 6 hours. It was pretty fun. We did some League of Legends. I did a little bit of Perfect. I showed off the character creator in Perfect World, which was fun. I played around in War Mode. I mixed it up a little bit. Played some viewer games. It was really fun because I actually ended up winning every single game we played. I did 2 ranks, 2 normals, and an ARAM, and won them all. And then I did it again on Twitch, and we won all our games, 1 ranked and 2 normals. I think an ARAM.
So here's a question: which platform got more views, the YouTube streaming or Twitch?
I think the benefit of YouTube streaming was that it alerted all the subscribers right away, and that helps a lot. Especially if if you're starting out, it doesn't really matter. But if you already have a YouTube channel, you have the benefit. But we had consistently about 45 to 50 on Twitch, which is not bad for the first one, and it'll only grow from there. And around 40 to 45 on YouTube, so it was about even actually.
Oh dang, that's actually pretty good.
So that's a good time to bring up our social media, guys. So you can, if you guys want to get alerted on our news or when we're streaming or any updates, just be sure to follow us on whatever you use. We got a Twitch thing going. I mean, a Twitter thing going. We got Facebook.
Twitter thing. Yeah, they're both very active now with posts throughout the day. Almost one every hour. So make sure you follow them both so you can find out when Omer will be playing with boob sliders.
Yes. And we will reply to you.
Keep up to date.
If you tweet
and we
us
will
back,
reply.
Yeah.
And we'll send you nudes.
Yes.
No problem. Just send a winky face, you get what you want.
The winky face is the key, all right, to get the nudes. If you, no winky face, no deal.
If you want any dating advice ever, just send her a winky face.
Just see my 5 Street video, all right? That's the way to get in, all right? Actually, on that note, I did a Touch Online video, which could be coming out this week.
Oh, nice.
I tried to touch people on Touch Online, but most people were Indonesian and completely ignored me because they don't speak English.
Most people are also married in that game. You can't touch unless you enter a menage a trois. So.
Whoa. Just because it's a goalie doesn't mean you can't take a shot. All right? The game is called Touch Online.
You just had that. You had that, like, waiting already.
No, that was banked. That was banked.
Yeah.
It was in the back burner. It was in the back pocket. I slid it out and whipped down the table. So that video should be coming out soon. It was pretty fun. It was surprisingly pretty fun. It's just another dancing game though. I don't know. 5 Street is where it's at though. That's my favorite dancing game right now.
Really, I like Touch Online better.
Better than 5 Street?
Yeah, I just liked how the arrow keys and spacebar and stuff worked out.
Who cares about the gameplay? I'm talking about the falling animation in Touch Online.
Well,
5
okay.
Street.
Outside of the actual gameplay, 5 Street of course takes the cake.
Yes.
Well, guys.
Solely for the fish animation.
I see you guys are connoisseurs of these dancing games.
Yes. Oh, you know it.
Yeah.
So I actually have good news for you guys. There's a mobile one now.
Oh no.
Whoa.
So this game, I think it's only out in South. Well, actually, it's on the App Store, so I guess you can download it anywhere, right? The Google Play Store.
Yeah.
But I think they're aiming for Southeast Asia first.
This looks like Touch.
But it's in English, right? So it's Love Dance, and it's supposed to be like social features too, and dating and stuff.
Yeah.
This is just Touch.
This looks just
Really?
like Touch.
This must be Touch. This
No,
must be
this is Touch. Look at the gameplay.
Maybe they just ported it.
You notice what the actual dancing gameplay is identical.
Yes. And the character models are the same. What's going on here?
No, it's called Love Dance. Completely different game shot. All right.
You notice that the little room too, where they're
before the game.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It looks identical.
Well, we're gonna have to do some investigative reporting. And by investigative reporting, that means I'm gonna go to their website. Hold on.
Well, it's being published by Cubazone, and I know Cubazone has a deal with Perfect World to publish their games in Southeast Asia, and Perfect World developed touch, so it's not a stretch.
No, not at all.
Also, the Twitter, before we forget, the Twitter account was usually I link to my Twitter, but we'll link to the MMOs.com Twitter, which is twitter.com/MMOs.dot.
There'll be a link in the
Yes,
description.
that's a much better way.
And disseminate our news.
Yes.
Go,
Yeah,
go.
if you guys want to help out with the site, with the projects, just do little stars or retweets or whatever, or Facebook likes.
Facebook helps.
Yeah, all that jazz.
That way, then we know you care, and it makes our hearts grow
Yes.
a little bigger.
A little warmer.
We're pretty good at responding to it generally.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions or anything like that?
It won't be a mindless person we're playing. It'll be one of us on the Twitch, on the video right now, because we're the only ones that are really working at MMOs.com along with some of our freelance writers.
So who else says Twitch instead of Twitter? I feel
What?
like
I say Twitch.
I mixed those two up for some reason.
What are you talking about?
Twitch and Twitter? I'm trying to say one or the other.
They both begin with T, all right? And they're both social. They're both internet stuff, all right?
Internet stuff.
All right. Well, on the topic of Twitch, here's a game I intend on streaming. Perhaps this might be my next stream, guys. Take a
What
look.
could it be?
HuniePop. Take a look at it. It was recommended by a viewer.
HuniePop?
It was recommended by somebody on YouTube, actually. Just take a look at this game, guys. Let's appreciate some HuniePop right now.
Oh my god.
We're all watching it, beginning to end. All right, I want some reactions.
All right,
here.
I started.
Whoa!
Who's the hottest girl in here so far?
All right, date left so far.
Ooh.
The one before. Okay, left now.
All right,
the
let's
leopard
look
print.
can we get names on here,
Ooh.
maybe? Let's see.
Tiffany May.
Look at the names.
May.
She's not bad. I'll give her an A. She can be waifu number one.
Tiffany May.
No.
Oh, I like this
I'm all about the
Aiko
teacher.
Yumi.
I'll take Aiko Yumi.
Aiko
She can be a
Yumi.
waifu too.
Yeah.
That's the gameplay.
So is this just like Bejeweled with like
Damn.
anime
Dana
girls?
Del Rio.
Don't you know don't you know girls get wet by watching you play Bejeweled?
How do you guys feel about Audrey?
Oh, she's a smoker.
I
Can't
like
be a
Rose.
smoker. She's
Audrey
too young to
Rose.
smoke. You're gonna ruin those lungs, Audrey.
I don't care. I don't care.
I like Audrey.
How about
Ooh.
Lola Rembright?
She looks like
Doesn't
a.
doesn't do it for me.
She wants to be a stewardess or something.
Oh, I like this one. I like this one.
They can all be my
Nikki
wife.
Anne-Marie.
She looked better laying down. I'm not a fan of her standing up with all
She looks
those
nerdy.
clothes on.
Too nerdy.
No. Too nerdy.
Oh, here's
Oh,
mine.
no, I found
Oh,
her.
she's
I
smoking
found-
too.
Jessie
Is this
May?
game real?
That's fine by
Jessie
me.
May.
I don't want her. You
She's
can have
a party
Jessie May.
girl. She looks like she's really dirty and diseased.
How about Bellary Lepron?
No, I still like the red one.
She looks too
Oh my god, like the pink haired one's pretty good too.
She looks like Madoka.
Yeah, that's.
Well, yep, this is definitely your next stream.
Yeah, this looks fun. I'm gonna get all the waifus by.
I just keep picturing, what did I just say? I just keep picturing myself with my butt. Hold on, I gotta get that.
Did they really say that?
Hold
Oh,
on.
nearly 50 pictures to collect.
Man, this seems to be the company, because if you look in the related videos, How to Date a Cat Girl, HuniePop03.
Ooh.
It's fully voice acted.
Oh, I like the end of
Picture.
this.
Have you
This is getting good. Look at these pictures at the end of this trailer.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Really?
All right. This stream might be.
Wow.
All
helpful,
right,
boys.
X-rated. Time to turn this off.
Wow.
Sounds
You
like
want to
we
see
said-
more? You'll have to go to the website.
Uh-huh.
Wait, it says uncensored. So there's an uncensored version of this as well.
Even
Oh, it's
better.
by Manga Gamer. Yeah, Manga Gamer is like a big.
Oh, it's on Steam.
Yeah, it's got overwhelmingly positive reviews at 4,700 reviews. Obviously, I would be streaming the pure version, the uncensored version.
Oh, and see how
Manga
fast you get
Gamer.
banned. I like the comments on Steam. Steam. When a man loves a woman, they play Bejeweled.
I usually play games right-handed, but this one's an exception.
I played it for the gem matching. I swear.
The gameplay. I ended up having sex with the fairy that was teaching me the basics of the game, and at the tutorial screen, 11 out of 10.
Oh my god, dude.
I effed an alien girl and got an achievement called Ay. Oh my god, this game's amazing. I can't wait to play this. I sexually identify as a attack helicopter. Nice, I've heard that one before.
So we can't find any MMOs to play, but boy, we love Bejeweled dating sims. For
So
sure.
on the same vein as Asian titties, I guess.
Asian titties.
Okay, good
ArcheAge has
transition.
ArcheAge has a promotion going on or something in China, where they have a girl band. doing some being poured into the game or something. But anyway, here's the video. Who cares about the details?
All right, let's watch this. Let's
Oh,
watch
no,
this.
we care. It's the Chinese girl group SNH48. A sister
it Chinese?
Team.
Well,
Yeah, they're
it's
Chinese
a
girl
Chinese version of the Japanese group.
Yeah, so basically, ArcheAge is being released in China. Actually, it was released today in China, September 8th. So there's this sister idol group, sister team to the Japanese idol group, AKB48, and in China they're called SNH48, and they're all going to be in the game, all 16 of them, as NPCs to help all the new Chinese players transition into the gameplay.
I need their help.
You know what?
Transition something to them.
They can't do that in the West though, because we don't have an idol girl group.
That's true. Why don't we have idol girl groups?
We did that in the 90s, I guess, with the Spice Girls. We don't do that anymore.
Is that all we had? I feel like it's a big
there was
thing
a
in
bunch.
Asia. I feel like we're missing out.
So a Korean game coming
Yeah.
to China, and then a Japanese, well, the Chinese version of a Japanese band is helping them usher it in. Interesting.
Yes.
Globalization, guys.
Quite a web of. Did you
Even there's 16 of them.
Doesn't like
They
the
gotta-
Japanese one have like 1 million? Like
They gotta do a lot of concerts to pay each one of them.
Why are the dolphins pink?
They're
Well-
effervescent.
You know, Mary, there's some news that's up your alley actually by the same people as HuniePop.
Let's take a look.
There's this game called Kindred Spirits by the same company. Manga Gamer is releasing it. It's coming out on Steam uncensored. It's the first game coming out uncensored on Steam, and it's a girl-on-girl game, and it has actual sex scenes, and it's gonna be on Steam. Isn't that crazy?
Steam is really opening up their portfolio to the adult content market. Rather, the
Steam
Japanese
isn't-
art market.
Well, let's be real. Steam isn't opening their portfolio. Steam doesn't even look at their portfolio.
That's true.
That's what it comes down to.
But they actually announced this. Like the actual Manga Gamer company announced that it's going to be coming out on Steam completely uncensored.
Is it a game though, or is it just a visual novel?
It's a visual novel.
I'm playing for the gameplay, all right? I'm streaming gameplay, all right?
It's bullshit.
You go on Twitch for the gameplay, all right? If there's no gameplay, it's not a game. All right? We're gonna rate that Bejeweled gameplay as we play, all right?
all right. Well, here's a Steam game that I actually want to play. Not some. hentai
Whoa,
stuff.
whoa, whoa, whoa! The hentai stuff is solid stuff, all right?
I think
Solid.
this came
Really?
out. When did this come out? Probably
Oh,
yeah, this came out recently. Grandia 2, like remastered or whatever.
Yeah, this is not a
Oh,
new
yeah.
game.
I never played this, but I always wanted to.
I didn't either, but it looks like the kind of old school JRPG I would enjoy.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Suikoden and all that stuff.
I'm looking at it right now. It looks like a very traditional JRPG. It's cool to see them being remade on PC, because otherwise you have to play on emulators, and it's not really fun. PS1, it's a hassle to set them up on emulators.
It is.
I
It
don't know
is.
about
It's a
that
pain.
price though. That $20. I feel
It's a bit steep. $10 I can swallow.
that is steep.
I can swallow
Yes,
10.
yes. Final Fantasy 4 down here for $15.99. I feel like that's slightly better. I'm okay with that.
It's still too much
full
money. These
20?
games should be $5.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna wait. I have it on my wish list. I'm gonna wait till it's like $5.
It'll be on the Humble Bundle one day, guaranteed.
I hope so.
Publisher
They need-
Ho Online Entertainment.
Improved visuals, guys. They barely improved. That's kind of sad.
No, they are. I mean, if you were to launch it on like a PlayStation emulator without upping the resolution or putting HD textures, it would look much
But
worse.
the cool thing with the emulator is you can up the resolution. You can force
I
it
know,
like 4
but-
times
But
bigger.
then you have to do that yourself. Here, I just install. It's done.
It just works. It just works. No BIOS, no bullshit. No configurating.
I've gotten so lazy.
Or if your sound plugin is not compatible with this game, you gotta like download another
Yeah.
sound plugin. I know that shit. I know the process.
Back in like 10 years ago, I would sit there for hours getting the perfect
Yeah.
settings on my emulator. Now I couldn't even be bothered to search it on the Pirate Bay or something. So I'm good.
It was more about the journey sometimes. You want to like make it look like awesome, so you make it perfect. It would take hours.
And
but, yeah.
then you play the game and you're like, why am I playing this?
Next.
I'm done. Let's play Dota.
Next.
Right?
Speaking of Dota, we should play Dota again. I kind of want that Rick and Morty voice back.
Yo, we should all play Warlocks on Dota. That was.
I'll do that.
That'd be really fun.
We can do around when I think in October. Wait, no, not October. What am I saying? Yeah, in October.
Waiting for the beta to come out.
Yeah, exactly. Even this month, September. I think it'll be out this month or next month.
That's good. And more stable, and more people will be on it.
So then we'll do like a Sunday Fun Day. Oh, we actually already did one. JK. We'll do something.
We might do a Warlock Sunday Fun Day. It's an entirely different experience,
All
right?
That's fair. That's fair.
One round of Warlocks will take a good 30, 40 minutes anyway, and that could be fun.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't actually played actual Dota though.
No, we haven't.
No, I don't think an actual full round would be fun because like it'd only be like one perspective.
It's not a good game for Sunday Fun Day where we kind of see everything.
I'm glad we have a consensus here.
Oh, all right. Because we know all these mobile games aren't fun. It's just everybody hates each other and yells at each other anyway. Secretly, we all despise each other for feeding.
And I'm looking at this Steam. Like so many JRPGs are coming out on Steam.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Guys, you could buy one of those JRPGs for $20, or you could buy the Devilian Obsidian Founders Pack for a measly cost of $150. All right.
And you could jump in the game right now. A brand new Korean ported game from 3 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
How what's your favorite JRPG, guys? Like
Persona 4.
Nice.
Or Tales of let's see, which Tales I like the best. The 360 one. What was it called?
Vesperia.
Vesperia I like. I saw the anime too. The movie.
Wow.
Okay, so I'd say Suikoden 3 or
it's a good one. Super solid.
Suikoden 5.
Actually, I'm gonna say one that's kind of maybe it's not everyone's favorite. Legend of Dragoon.
Oh, that's a great game.
Yeah.
I mean, you played that?
That's for PlayStation 1, right?
Yeah, you guys all played that? What are the odds?
I
Holy
haven't
shit.
actually played it.
Gumby, you played it?
I know of it. But I haven't actually played it myself.
I think that those so those two are probably my favorite because I like the stories a lot in them.
Yeah, I'm like the story in HuniePop, alright?
HuniePop.
It's a JRPG, right? You're role playing in a Japanese game. It's a JRPG.
Alright, enough single player talk. I got some more online stuff, guys. So CrowFall pre-alpha combat testing stream.
Oh, that's right.
Pre-alpha. I love that term. Pre-alpha.
Omega pre-alpha coming out soon.
Pre-alpha.
So, CrowFall's testing is taking place inside the map builder because there's no textures.
Oh my god.
Really?
Yeah.
You can go ahead and test out the combat of the 4 classes.
This is an MMORPG or like just like a arena brawler?
It's a
It's
MOBA.
a throne war simulator, okay, guys?
Throne war simulator.
No,
wow.
isn't this the one that
War
was like
Simulator.
no, it's like this persistent world, but it only lasts like a few weeks or months until a win condition is met by one side or the other.
That's kind of cool.
But then everyone has their own persistent island or something as well that stays.
Ooh.
That's what they actually say it's called. They said it's a throne war simulator. It says on their website.
I like that term. Give me anything.
I mean, I love the art style to this game. I think it has potential, but I also think we're seeing it in very, very early stages, and it's going to be quite a while for anybody who gets to actually play this. Right now, you had to have supported the Kickstarter to be testing the game or donated money, and it's a first-come, first-served basis. So if you're the first person to donate, you've already tested the game. So jumping in now and donating some money, you're probably not going to get to play in the arena.
The models look really good, though. Actually, I mean, even though there's no textures for the environments, the character textures and models look pretty nice. At least
I
from
love
what I've seen in the
their
video.
polish.
I love it. Yeah.
So this is made on Unity, which is mostly for what, like single player, like small, like mobile.
Unity? Unity's everything.
Yeah.
Unity's like the most pervasive engine right now. You see it everywhere. Because you got Unity 3D, which is mobile, and then Unity 5.1 is I'm pretty sure, for PC games.
All right, and another game that I think is very, very far from release. This is a game that I set the preview page on MMOs.com for. Take a look at this gameplay video. It's called Camelot Unchained.
Camelot.
I mean, it's got a lot of hype behind it. They raised over $3.5 million. The Kickstarter started in 2013.
Pre-alpha, guys.
Hey, look at the progress on this game. Kickstarter started 2013, all right? Look at the game right now. Look at the gameplay video. It's 15 minutes long, but don't worry, there's no actual gameplay. Right? Just scroll through it. It's just a bunch of guys running around in circles, and like a built-in game engine. Like, how is it possible that they raised $3.5 million, and this is the only gameplay they have to show? Look, just skim through the video. It's literally nothing. Like, if you just open up a game engine,
Well, it's probably a custom game engine. I don't know what it is actually. Do you know?
If it's not a custom game engine, it's embarrassing. Okay, because otherwise, if a regular game engine, as soon as you open, it's already functional like this. You know, they're just walking around. There's not a single bit of gameplay in here.
Do you want to see what the latest video was that they released?
What?
This is the latest. This is the progress.
The latest Camelot Unchained demo. Let's take a look.
Combat
guys.
animations, August 20th.
Man, look at this. Look at this guy swing that sword. Like a boss. This is really all we got.
Conceptually, a lot. This game sounds interesting. You have
Yes,
a lot of
I
heat
agree.
races, but
Conceptually, a
sounds
lot of
awesome.
things sounds interesting. Conceptually, communism sounds great, but how's that working out?
well,
It
that's
just-
true.
But it's weird that when I look at a game like this, my thoughts are very cynical. Like, this game's never coming out, right? But people get excited over it and they throw money at them. Like, again, conceptually, it sounds cool, interesting, but it just feels like there is no game. It's just an idea right now. How do you how do people get excited over
very
stuff like
early.
this?
So,
I don't know.
does every studio have to replicate these like models and these like tech animations and stuff? That seems really like a poor use of resources.
There's got to be
I
a
feel like everyone
repository.
should just
Yeah.
share.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
should just share.
There should be like a lower level stuff, like a company dedicated to like realistic movements or whatever with the sword attacks, like
A lot of
swings.
engines have this stuff built in, or have assets you can easily program into it, or buy from other companies.
I'm sure. So then maybe they are developing their own engine. Let's.
Let's find out. Let's see if they're making their own engine. Because it'd be really sad if in like over 2 years, if that's all they got.
If I find out it's Unity,
No, I think it's proprietary. Let me find out.
I think so too.
Otherwise, yeah. But then again, is it worth it for a company like this to build their own engine? Like, I don't think it is. It just seems.
they're
silly.
using someone. Here's from the developers. We're using someone else's physics engine.
Okay, so the actual engine itself though, is different.
The engine is called someone else's.
Oh, I thought like, it's someone else's engine.
They're not specifically saying what it's called.
All right. I mean, it seems like this game is going nowhere right now. Like, how is that? That gameplay video, I just rather they not released it. All right. I feel like.
So how long did you say it's been?
2013.
So what, 2 years only?
March
right?
2013. Yeah.
But hey, I just looked up some info. It took about 4 years for Blizzard to make WoW.
I mean, Blizzard's a real studio with lots of funding too. So
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really compare that. They only raised $3 million. But then again, when they made WoW, it only cost like $40 million to make. Only $40 million, but that's still a lot. But like Allies was made for like what, 12 million, 8 million, and was considered one of the most expensive like Russian developed games. But then again, 12 million doesn't go that far anymore.
So you want to know why they're rebuilding this engine is because they say that they want to basically have hundreds of characters on screen at once,
Yes.
all with their own actions, and a lot of the engines can't handle that. So that's why I guess they're dedicating so much time.
Didn't Dark Age of Camelot handle that just fine, with a little bit of lag back then?
If by a little bit you mean like
But nowadays,
a shit show, yes.
But you can use that same engine today, and it wouldn't be as laggy because we have better computers.
I mean, first of all, the DayZ engine is owned by EA.
Yes, that
So-
would be a problem for them. I understand.
Well,
mean-
there's the first issue.
You don't think you? I feel like a lot of games today can hold 500 people on the screen.
No, they can't.
That seems like a big statement.
We'll see.
I can't name one.
Let me think. Planet Side 2, done.
That's not five. Is it 500?
More.
How many people in one Planet Side 2 match?
I think. Well, it's a persistent world.
Yeah, but, whatever. Fighting over one. Base.
I think they peaked at like it's a Guinness Book of World Records, right? They got the Guinness Book on there. All right, the biggest battle was 1,158 players in a single battle.
Wow.
All right, so
I guess EVE Online does something similar when they have thousands of ships.
Yeah,
in
no,
one.
but they do
do.
space warp or whatever.
It's true.
Time
it's a
dilation.
shit fest of
Time
lag.
dilation.
I've seen the videos. It's just a shit fest of lag on EVE when there's a lot of people on the screen.
And one guy screaming. EVE Online battles are the worst.
I mean, and keep
The
my
thing
plan-
is the lag doesn't happen until you warp in. It's like you have your whole fleet, right? And then you warp in, and it's like, boom, everything just starts slowing down, and then like now you can't move, and now you got blown up. That's pretty much it right there.
I was always cannon fodder.
Yes, Planet Side 2 came out in 2012, late 2012, and
Wow.
it's an FPS, and I feel like FPS would be more laggy than MMORPG. No, it's literally everyone's moving and shooting. Think about it. It's every movement they have to coordinate, as well as literally every second they can be firing.
Yeah,
Versus-
but do you remember?
The
It takes,
shots aren't real
it takes a
usually,
high-end
though.
computer to run that game, or at least it did when it first came out.
Yeah.
They spent like years optimizing it.
I think MMORPGs are typically slower paced, especially point-and-click ones. If you're talking about a game like Guild Wars or like a action, like a Terra style game, yeah, I feel like an MMORPG would be way more complex. But if you're talking a point-and-click style game, I feel it would be easier. But again, I'm talking on my ass. I have no development experience, so.
Here's their quote again. We're not going for 50 to 100 characters in this game. We want to be epic.
All right. Epic.
So
Epic.
they want 200 characters going at once, each with their own animations and unique attacks. So it does sound pretty demanding. Imagine you have 200 wizards and they're each casting their own spell at the same time.
Yeah.
And you want that to be lag-free.
Yeah.
I feel like a big problem with all these early access games will be Burnout, because before
We have a post about that.
Oh yeah,
Access Burnout.
Yeah, it was not received well, but we have an editorial on early access Burnout. So go ahead. I'm sorry for interrupting.
A Burnout game is in early access, Sean?
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like
I remember that.
I even remember the Kickstarter for Camelot Unchained
Me too.
when it first came out, and like I'm one of those guys. So I'm intentionally not looking at it because I don't want to like get over it too quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be. I don't know what the word is, but
That's fair.
If I feel like if I'm watching the site every day, I'll lose interest in like a month or two.
Before it even comes out.
Yeah, before it even comes out. So there was a ignorance is bliss, really. Like I remember, like I vaguely heard of WoW, like when it was in development, but I didn't really follow it. I just went back to Warcraft, whatever 3, and then when it came out, boom! What a treat, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I feel like if I saw it now, I would be like, by the time it came out, I'd be so cynical, like, oh, it didn't live up to expectations. There's no end game. I'd make all the same BS excuses everyone does now.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's
So-
a really good point.
I'd rather just a game land on my table, finished.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
getting your
it's-
steak cold and the waiter tells you they're still working on it.
Yep.
So I brought that up with Toxic, where this game came out. It's supposed to be very promising. Supposed to be the next big deathmatch shooter, and now there's 8 people playing it because it had all this hype behind it. People buy it and they realize it's nowhere near complete. But the hype train is your first impressions count. So if you release too early, then you're scaring your audience away, and then they create an impression of the game. And they don't come back to it. They find something else.
Yep.
Dude, it's funny that you mentioned Toxic. I literally removed that from my Steam watch list like 2 days ago, because like I was so excited about it. Like I remember being excited about it, but then like yesterday I was like, "What is this?" I didn't even remember what it was. And I looked at it. I'm like, "Nope, gone, deleted. Never gonna look at it again."
Do you guys feel like this is just showing like how old school of gamers we are, that we're all sitting here and we're all jaded as fuck? Just
I
like
am so
that game's never coming out. That game's not gonna live up to expectations. Like I just want them to just shut the hell up and just drop the game in my lap, and I'll be the judge of if it's good or not. Right? It's like we're so jaded because I mean, it's like you guys said, like back then when we used to play games, it wasn't like the way it is now, right? Now they're like telling you like, oh, we started working on this game last week. Here's like our art pictures and our sketches.
Give us money.
Right? Give us some money, and then a year later, here's a stick figure drawing that we have.
Give us more money.
I feel like resources are spread too thin. There's too many projects. It's all talk, not enough follow through. Like,
yes, there's too much talk in the gaming industry now. I'm tired of people making these Kickstarter
Your game is not going to
intention of doing
be
it.
the next big thing. Just work on something that's
manageable.
Yeah.
You gotta call your game AAA, like
Skyforge. In Skyforge's defense, it's a pretty solid game in their defense.
I have to give it to the Russians. All like the Russian or East European studios, they're on point. Like their games just work. Like whether it's World of Tanks, War Thunder, Skyforge, they make
War Mode.
War Mode, yeah.
No, I'm not including War Mode in this.
No, War Mode is an excellent game.
But they make good games. They run. They don't crash. They run on multi-platform right at the bat. They have no problem porting things to Linux because I guess they know what they're doing actually. Well, I feel like a lot of companies like in the West, so few. I guess their developers just suck or there's not enough knowledge. So they just know how to. The guy who knows how to do it, if he leaves, that's it. The game's like a maintenance mode now.
Yeah, they're more multi-platform for sure.
Yeah. Like look at League. I honestly don't think anyone that works there right now knows how to code in, like how to like change the code base. They can just maintain it.
That's why there's no replays yet. Yeah. That's why the engine's a joke. For a game that's that successful, you would expect a lot more little things from it that they just can't deliver on.
I wonder why. I mean,
I told it they don't have the knowledge. Nobody there knows how to make it.
I guess it's something. Something's definitely fishy over there. Maybe one day. I mean, the thing is, they announced a replay system, right? And they made a video on it saying like it's in the public beta thing. Check it out. And then nobody said anything about it in over like a year.
It's kind of weird because like the size of a company, the size of a team, doesn't really say anything for how effective they are.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like you could, when you start diluting like your pool, you could start having like it could cause more problems even if you have more people, you know.
Yeah. For how much money they have, there's no excuse. They make all the money. Well, moving on to something that looks a little bit prettier. I wanted to show this a little bit earlier, but I almost forgot about it. Bless character customization trailer came out, and it looks kind of pretty. So it looks like Black Desert Online, if you ask me.
How old is this? Wasn't this announced a while ago?
It was. I think the IGN covered the game in like 2012.
2012.
Well, final closed beta testing in Korea is only starting next week. So, so it's been in development for a while.
The IGN first look for Bless was in December of 2012. Yes.
Wow.
I mean,
boob sliders.
Oh, of course. You need the boob sliders.
Thank God, they got all the sliders in the world in this game.
There was Dragon's Prophet on Daybreak. They came in like 3 different boob sliders and like 3 different butt sliders. I don't know why, but like they were really concerned about their boob and butts on that game. They were on point.
And all these eye sliders too.
Too many tattoos.
You know what my issue though is that these games they have sliders, right?
Yeah.
Besides the more intricate stuff like the iris and your hairstyle, all the sliders they go between like really jacked and Victoria's Secret model.
Yes.
Where's my I want to make a beautiful grotesque man with a big beer gut and like flabby arms. That's who I want to play as.
Sean. Either your Victoria's Secret model, Victoria's Secret model or jacked model. Right? That's it.
Yeah, I'm always disappointed with these character creators, and like they try and have this ubiquitous like idealized stereotype of what people should look like in their game. And I'm not saying that's what they're going for. Like I'm not saying it's bad. I don't really care.
You don't really give a shit.
But I really want perfect world sliders. Nothing will ever compare to the Chinese character creators. And I've been saying that for a while, but it's true.
Perfect world, #1 character creator ever. I agree. It'll be tough. I mean, I've seen the Black Desert one, but I haven't played with it myself. But it'll be tough to be Perfect World. It'll be tough to be Perfect World because they got the sliders.
They don't want characters that look hideous. It makes the game look worse.
You can make monsters.
And then, like, you show me all this stuff, and I really want to get back into another MMO, but it's so rough, man. Like, I want something different, you know?
Yeah.
Keep waiting. Don't worry, there's 1,000 Kickstarter projects in development just for you.
And maybe the
still waiting for True Savior.
Yeah.
True Savior is going to be my savior. I'm hoping.
I feel like I wish I what I was saying earlier. I wish I just discovered Tree of Savior when it came out. Not like I don't want to keep looking at trailers and waiting for it to come out. I wish I just fell upon it rather than like looking forward to it because I know I'm waiting for it. It just the more you wait for it, the more you build this hype, and the more you'll be disappointed. If you just play
Sometimes
it from the beginning,
happens.
I think I would just enjoy it if I just played it rather than just kept hearing about it. It's my.
It's kind of like that with HOTS for me, right?
Yeah.
I didn't really know about HOTS.
Yeah, exactly.
It was
like, worked that well.
Hey guy, remember we did a Sunday Funday? That's how I played HOTS. It's because we did that.
Yeah.
And I was like, this game is awesome, and then we just play it all the time now.
Yeah. On HOTS, there's new hero coming on HOTS.
Rexxar Batman.
Wait, is the last name Batman, really?
No, he just looks like Batman.
I was like, what the hell?
Look at him. Look, he looks like Batman. Tell me he does not look like Batman.
Let me find this video.
All right, let's watch this trailer.
Yeah.
Blizzard Entertainment.
They actually changed a lot of little things about HOTS as well. I think they made it so you can't do ranked with 3 and 4 players anymore. Is that true?
Yeah,
really?
They took that out.
With good reason.
The reason is that there's not that many people actually like do 3 and 4 queues, mostly single and duo. But the 3 and 4 queue is like when you're queued up with 4 dudes, like you just don't even talk to the 5th dude. Like
no,
he's just
never.
Like,
he's
hey
just
guys, what do I do? And then like nobody says anything, and then he's like, "Fuck you guys," right?
Yeah.
Or I just dropped the bottle. Or it's the opposite, where like you got your whole team trying to communicate, and this guy's like, "Fuck you guys," you know what I mean?
Sure, you're emphasizing your point with the bottle drop, all right? Work with the bottle drop. Embrace it, all right?
All right. Well, that's my attitude to
And it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Or if anything, you
yeah,
just blame that guy. You just gank him on the conversation. Like, if you lose and you have someone to blame, all 4 of you gang up on that one guy. Just GG, well played for him.
I mean, like, I kind of like the 3 and 4 queues because you can't do that in other games. But
you can in Dota, can't you? You can do 3 queues in Dota.
You can do 3. You can't do 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of wish they left 3 in because 3 seems like a sweet spot to me. But what they said is, according to their statistics, the 3 and 4, there's like not enough people that are 3 and 4ing for the amount of problems it causes. So they're like, we're gonna kind of like, sorry guys, we're gonna bust you players that like the 3 and 4 queue for the overall health of the queue.
I think it makes a more balanced environment anyway. It's hard to balance the game around 3 and 4 stacks.
That was another thing that was in there. Was that normally what they would have with 3 and 4 queues is they'd have like 2 people that are really good and then 1 super dookie, like, you know, super dookie player, you know. Yeah.
Plus, you always have the coordination when you're playing with 3 and 4. And if you're playing as a team of like 2 stacks or one, just playing like a team of solos, even if the rating is balanced, like your rating, your elo, it's still, they have a huge advantage of being on Skype and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it makes a lot more sense. I think Lee was on the ball with that right away because you can always duo queue or solo queue. I mean, if you want to be a purist, I think you should only be able to solo ranked. Ranked should be there for the tryhards, and you should only be able to do it solo.
Why? What does that matter?
I mean,
how is it fair if you're playing with somebody else with you on Skype?
Well, I mean, in Dota, you have built-in voice.
But regardless, you'll have more synergy with a guy you're on, one of your friends that you know on Skype that's around the same skill level as you, as a random, and you're less likely to rage at your friend.
The reason for the
psychological
duo,
advantage.
I believe it's just so you can play with your friends, because I mean everyone wants to play with their friends, right?
You can play normals. Yeah,
but I mean, you know, ranked has a different feel to it. I mean, you have to admit it has a different feel to it.
It does have a different feel to it, but it creates. I think it creates an unfair environment. Whichever team has the duo is at a big advantage. I think League actually makes it so if you, let's say 5 solo players on one side, 3 solo players and 1 duo on the other side, right? The team with 5 solo players, their average rating will be higher. It has to be to make up for the fact that they have a duo.
Dude, I don't know if I could play MOBA solo queued.
I do just.
I'd rather just like masturbate or watch Netflix.
Wow.
Or play normal. Play normal.
HuniePop. You'd rather play HuniePop.
Honestly, I can't think of anything like worse. No. I'd rather like cut myself than play a MOBA solo queue.
No, come on. I prefer to play solo in MOBAs. All right.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not fun. I don't have fun.
It's just as fun. It's fun. It's fun.
That's
for me.
because everyone you play
competitive.
with is heavy, Omer.
It's opposite of fun. It's like if I want to torture someone, I would like lock him. I would like tie him to a chair and make him play Dota solo queue until they give me their state secrets, and they would cave so quick.
It would drive me crazy.
See, there you go.
You
in defense of solo queue, I enjoy the solo queue. But to each their own.
No, I cannot solo queue in MOBAs.
Oh yeah, my point was for ranked anyway, not
even in ranked, whatever it is, I can't do it.
Ranked should be for the tryhards.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess as long as you do fives,
yeah,
you allow 5s.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Then you're fine.
NBD.
Yeah, do you guys see Batman? Looks like Batman.
Did he?
It kind of reminded me of my War 3 days when he summoned the bear, Misha.
I remember that. Is that called Misha is that called Misha in?
It is Misha in HOTS. It's Misha. Yeah, and pretty much he's a warrior. He's a ranged warrior. So he's a ranged tank, but he tanks with the bear.
Ooh.
So the bear is the threat, not really him as much him. It's more the bear. He sends the bear in to like maul people, and then he can heal the bear. So that's how the bear tanks.
Interesting. I like a lot of the hero design choices they make in HOTS. HOTS they make interesting heroes.
They need more waifus, dude.
Yeah, every game needs
a real waifu in a long time.
I feel like League makes a lot of waifus. I feel like you get more monsters and like more traditional heroes in HOTS.
The last waifu was Johanna, and she appeared when we first started playing during our Sunday Fun Day.
And plus, she's too covered up too with all that armar, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like her. She's waifu enough, but I mean, how many characters came out after that?
Sylvanas is more waifu. I remember when Sylvanas came out when I was playing.
Like you had the Butcher, and then you had Leoric, and then Karazim, and then now Rexxar, and then I don't know who's after Rexxar. I think it's that the Protoss warrior dude. I mean, where's my waifus, guys? Like, where's Alex Straza? You know, like that's what I want. Quite disappointing.
Do you think Hots is gonna make it to a big esport?
No.
Damn.
No, yeah, I'm calling it. It's not gonna go that far.
Why? I think Hots has a chance. They have Blizzard behind them. When was the last time Blizzard flopped a game?
I don't think they're gonna flop. I don't think the game's gonna flop.
It's already a success, like in terms of.
I just don't feel like it's gonna reach the same stage as other games. But you know, I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong because I really like HOTS. So.
All right. Well, we shall leave it there, guys. We're at 100. We're at an hour 20. So.
Wow.
Oh man, an hour 20.
Yeah, we always aim for an hour, but it's always.
Yeah, we got to trim this to an hour, I think.
We didn't even get to talk about Street Fighter. Maybe next week.
Well, we shall cover it next time. All right, guys. That's it. We're gonna call it.
Wait, later, guys.
Later, guys.
Remember to subscribe to our social accounts.
Yes, yes. Follow us.
I will stream again, so the best way to find it is the socials. It'll be in the link below.
Twitter and Facebook.
Boom. There it is.
Tweeter.
Peace.
See you guys.
Later, guys.